What is up, guys? It's Flash back with some more charts and another video. Today is Monday, the 22nd of April. It's about 3:23 p.m. Eastern. And got a quick one for you guys today. We're just looking at the daily time frame. We're going to mix it up a little bit. If you follow me, you know that I love the higher time frames. But always good to just mix in some perspectives. And yes, we're drilling in a little bit. We're getting into the weeds a little bit. But I figure it's good to cover our basis here. But just quickly before I jump in on that, let's look at the monthly. Again, healthy consolidation, nothing too crazy to see here. It's taken its time, the URA index, that is. And so jumping into the daily, sometimes I like to look at regular candles. Sometimes I like to look at Heiken Ashi. Again, just two different perspectives. But this looks like, on the Heiken Ashi at least, that we are kind of rounding out some sort of bottom here. Maybe we got a higher low right here, a higher low right here, and hopefully we're just trying to put this higher low in on URA before we can continue our march upwards to hopefully 40 bucks. But we can even look at the 2-day, for example, or the 3-day. If we go back to regular candles, again, we're kind of in this broadening formation, it seems. And we just got to remain patient, remain in the driver's seat, continue to have confidence, because this market has shown us no real warning signs that we're going to be breaking down anytime soon, in my opinion. But that being said, this is on the weekly, we could continue to kind of chop sideways here before we go a little bit higher, right? So just got to have that in mind. Stay patient, and I think we'll eventually get there. We can look at URNM as well. Similar look here on the daily, just kind of sideways, but also up and to the right. So grinding higher, it seems like. I don't think there's much cause for worry here. Again, rounding out a bottom, hopefully, just like I said before, putting in our energy, putting in our time so that we can continue the march upwards. URNJ, I have a couple different lines here. This is a little bit of a crowded chart, but you can argue that this was a breakdown of some sort, and we're back testing, but we're also within this parallel channel. So again, the idea here is patience. Patience is a virtue, I think. If we want to get real technical, we could have some sort of wedge here, bullish wedge. But again, the daily price action, it can whipsaw you around. It can be difficult. That's why I prefer the higher time frames. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at the daily time frames just as much as you are. But I'm keeping my head right again with monthly time frame like this. We'll go into CCJ. We'll just go one ticker today. CCJ, again, kind of a weird looking chart on the monthly, but again, I'm not worried. On the weekly, looks okay, just kind of chopping sideways. And again, on the daily, there's a gap here. I'm not a huge fan of gaps, if they're going to get filled or not, but we could continue to kind of ABC down, 1, 2, 3 up. We could kind of form a bullish structure like that before we continue up. So we could continue chopping sideways until late summer, mid to late summer. But again, not worried. We'll go to the Heiken Ashi. This has been steadily climbing, and then I've seen a lot of, I look at East-West trading. He's a guy I follow on YouTube, or the Red Devil even. They're talking about this cup and handle pattern, which would put a target up there like that. And that's, again, that would be just continuation. So just to wait and see right now if that's going to play out. But, I do kind of like the look of that. This could even be a shoulder, head, forming a shoulder right now on CCJ, and I think we also got to pay attention to the S&P 500. What's that doing? Because that'll also tell us where if uranium can bounce with the market, if it's going to start outperforming the market. It's a good thing if the S&P kind of goes up, I would say, if URA is going to outperform. So looks like we got a bit of a bounce today on S&P after a red or so week. And just to go back to URA real quick, I know I'm kind of going all over the place, but if I pull up some indicators, this red line is URA measured in the S&P. So we want to be going up and to the right with this indicator. Still early, still basing out versus the S&P, but we're kind of beginning the end of the bottom, I would say. And this looks like it's a rounded bottom, going to start outperforming the S&P 500. So keep that in mind. If the S&P is going up, we want URA to be outperforming the S&P. Therefore, URA should be going up with the S&P and outperforming it. But even if the S&P is going down, ideally URA is outperforming the S&P, like I said, and URA can still go up if the S&P is going down. So I know it kind of is a bit confusing, but it's all in that ratio. So that's all I have for today, guys. Just a quick one for you. We're looking at the daily, and no cause for concern. Just continued consolidation, and hopefully we're continuing that march upwards. And I'll be here to help track it for you guys. But feel free to drop me a like if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and have a great Monday.